Mwah. Hi, Leather Rokk here. Welcome to my channel. Oh, and here's the other one. Thank you for watching my videos. Like I told you on my last video, I'm really sick. I am not doing well. Sorry about that, Cassie. In fact, I had a chance to go to Washington, D.C. in a couple of days. I have an acquaintance here who has business in town, and he offered for me to run along with him. But there's just no way. I'm not at 100%. I wasn't even going to go on video today because I'm thinking even if I throw together a makeup tutorial or something, with my nose and throat situation being the way it is, I'm coughing up junk, all the usual unpleasantries of a cold. And I thought that for sure that I would be streaking through my makeup. I'm surprised it's actually lasted, but I just put it on like an hour or two before going on. I just wanted to wash my face and go to bed, to tell you the truth. But I felt that you guys depending on me to keep my schedule, so I'm doing it. So I figured today I would just talk about a bunch of random things. Uh, Part of what's also contributing to my feeling the way I am is this impeachment nonsense. It just to see all the lies that are being spread around on television and all the negativity. It's not making me feel any better. In a way, it looks kind of hopeless, but I'm hoping that the American public can see through all the negativity and the misrepresentations and the things that seem to be okay when Obama was president and all of a sudden aren't okay now that Trump's president. And anyway, but this isn't a political video. It's not really why I'm talking to you guys. Now, I have a bunch of things that What are you doing, Cassie? Hold on a second. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? She was up on my little table right next to my bed where I usually put my computer on, but she was getting on there. Oh, will you stop interrupting my videos, Cassie? Hey, be good. Come on. Be good, girl. Complainer. Look at her complain. Anyway, I every time I go to Washington D.C., I make videos, and because I have footage that I can't post. Would you stop this? You're hurting me. You're hurting me, and you're interrupting my video. Oh, she's so bad. Anyway, I have footage that I would like to post from Washington D.C., but I need to be able to edit the pieces together, and this is not anything that's hard to do. TabbyBoy, if you go to the bathroom on my floor, I will spank your little ass. Anyway, I have some editing that I need to do. And it's not anything complicated. It's things that I could do myself if I was running a Windows machine. This computer that I'm using, the camera shuts off after a while because I'm almost filled up the space. It only holds 16 gigabytes. But I have footage that I shot in Washington that I really wanted to post closer to the time that I filmed it, but because the pieces need to be put together, and it's just a simple storyboard. It's not anything complicated. I don't need fancy effects like dissolves and transitions, and I don't need cards and all the things that maybe you might expect from the YouTubers that are more technically proficient or that can afford an editing team or that have a group of people that help them. I don't have a team, unless you want to count my cats as my team, okay? What you see is created and done by myself. I don't have help from anybody. I'm not in a position where I can afford to pay for help, and frankly, I shouldn't have to anyway. But I'm trying to get somebody that could. I had somebody in Washington, D.C. that I met a couple months ago that actually offered. I did not ask. I don't go around asking for favors. I really don't. I don't like doing asking people to do things. But he actually said, "Oh, I'll do your editing. I'll do things for free, blah, blah, blah." So what do? I must have a invisible tattoo that says chump on the middle of my forehead. Because I actually did talk to him. We exchanged, email addresses. And I said, you know what? I really could use help. First, I tested him with a simple two-parter. But I had a piece of footage that consisted of my doing my turnaround like I usually do, and then the body of the video. Just two easy pieces. Would take less than a minute to do, literally. And so what does he do when he responds to me? But when he does editing, he likes the client to be in the same room as him. And he suggested that I be willing to go to Washington twice a week to be doing these sessions. First of all, do you know how expensive it is to actually go to Washington, D.C.? I don't bitch and moan about this, but I take the Greyhound. It's like $53 one way, and then it's like 22 back. And even if I get a casino gift of some kind on the back bus, that's still not chump change. Not to me, anyway. Maybe to you guys watching this, that's nothing. You can pull 50s and 20s out of your butts. I can't. So he wants me to go twice a week to Washington. Not that I don't love Washington, D.C., but I also, the friends that I have there, the person who I usually stay with, I'm not going to risk him getting kicked out of his apartment for having unauthorized people. But you don't use your friends. I don't want to do that to my people. Plus, oh my goodness, are you peeing? Hey, I'm going to beat somebody. Oh, never mind. Wrong kitty. No, Cassie's not the peer. TabbyBoy's the peer. So anyway, he wouldn't. I send him. I had to use Dropbox to do this because you cannot email large files. At least not on Hotmail, not on Yahoo either. And even if my video isn't long, it's ridiculous how big video files are. So he would not add the twirl around beginning to the bulk of the footage and send it back to me. And meanwhile, he wasted my time by having this conversation. I have other videos that have maybe 3 or 4 pieces, just need to be added together, in chronological order. It's not rocket science, unless of course you don't have the right equipment to do it. I don't need Adobe Photoshop. Actually, you know what? If I can get something to correct the color, that would be nice. Incidentally, the footage that I have in Washington, D.C., I do look like myself. None of this blue bullshit. And I thank you guys. Some people have reached out to me to tell me that it doesn't look blue on the internet and it looks purple. But still, if they show me screenshots, it still looks much bluer than it is. It's much closer to these rose petals that I have in my hand. Now, you see these rose petals? Look at them. They're like a reddish purple kind of color. This actually is fairly close to my hair color. Now you see there's mostly a dark, 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 dark pink in these rose petals. And this hair looks blue. And it's driving me nuts. I don't understand why my computer shows my hair like this and people video me on their smartphones and the color comes out gorgeous. I don't want to have to buy a cell phone just to look good on videos. First of all, I'm not going to spend $1,200 on a fucking phone. Second of all, I am so opposed to smartphones and how people conduct themselves in public on them. I don't want to be a hypocrite. I know eventually I'm going to probably need one. I'll have no choice. But while my mother is still alive and I have housing and all that stuff where I'm at, I can't see my getting a cell phone anytime soon. Okay? And I shouldn't have to get one just for the decent kind of photography they have. I have a little digital camera and a little camcorder I still haven't figured out how to use yet. Alright. But I don't like the way this color shows up on me. And if I try to fix one thing, then everything else gets fucked up. And there's no way to edit anything except brightness and contrast in this computer. And anyway, but that's not even why I was making this video. Point of the matter is, I have footage out there I would like to show you guys, and I don't know how to put it together. I've even asked people on Facebook, and nobody will bite. I can understand not you guys not wanting to do something if you're not getting paid. Okay, but we're not talking hard work here. And so I'm forced to just talk about shit just so that I have a video to post. What if something happens that this hard drive fails and the footage is lost completely? All I need is somebody to add port 1 to part 2 to part 3 to part 4 and get it back to me. But people don't want to do that, don't want to help me, so they can go fuck off. I don't care. Um, oh, here's another thing I want to talk about, since I'm kind of in a pissy mood. I don't know what it is about, and this is men that I'm having this problem with. They're long time platonic friends, and they're coming out of the woodwork, and all of a sudden they are crushing on me and hinting that they're lonely and this and that and how big their water beds are and all that stuff. And I don't know where they think that they can risk ruining a friendship by doing this. We're friends. And they don't know me well enough to know if I'm even straight and I would be interested. These are people that I've never ever given any indication that I was attracted to them. Can't men and women be friends? I mean, it just, TabbyBoy. You know, I better let him out before he pees. All right, go, go, go. Sorry about that. But if I don't, he's going to use my floor as a litter box. I feel really uncomfortable now because some guys in my life are totally ruining it. If you want to risk throwing your friendship down the tube by telling some chick that you want more when all you are is friends, plus this one guy in particular, he's like 20 years older than me. I don't want to date my grandpa, okay? To be perfectly honest with you, I most of my dating history, I tend to date younger people, not older people, for what it's worth. But, you know, do I have something written on my face that says, desperate woman will take any attention at all? You know, I'm sorry if I'm stepping on some toes here, but I'm not desperate. And frankly, I would rather be alone than to not have what I want. I feel like I'm stuck in a geographic region of the country where my options are really limited. Um, I see you, Cassie. And now these friends are ruining it by pressuring me. And like this guy, he's saying that he wants to take me out tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, okay, I'm filming this on a Friday night. Saturday nights, I think of as more of a couple's night. If I was to go out to some restaurant with this guy, people would assume that we were a couple. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but if you're not even physically attracted to somebody and you just happen to be in a casual platonic social setting with somebody, and then people will automatically assume that you must be a couple, like, you know, I am kind of creeped out by that. I don't like giving, it's like I shouldn't care what people think, but I don't want to give the wrong impression that I'm dating somebody that I'm not. If I'm actually dating somebody, whether it's a one night stand or something serious, I want to feel like it's an arm candy thing, that I'm proud to be seen with the person and vice versa and everything. But if I'm just friends with somebody, the last thing I want is for people to think that I am going out with them. And they don't tend to think it's even a casual going out. They think it's like boyfriend, girlfriend, or girlfriend, or whatever. Well, you're not going to think it's boyfriend, because obviously I'm not a boy. But, I mean, I could be walking down the street with a homeless person, and I mean, obvious looking homeless person pushing a shopping cart and everything, and there will be some numbnuts that think that I am dating this person. It's like, ew, 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 just no, just no. So can't people just be friends and accept their friendship for what it is? And if you've been friends a long time, and you know, even if you get along politically, which for me kind of is a kind of a big deal, um, why can't people accept that? Why isn't my friendship good enough? That's almost like, I mean, you can't force things that aren't there. It's unethical. It creeps the other person out. You know, I've had crushes on friends too through the years, not recently, but, and I've kept it to myself because I had a feeling that it was not mutual. And when things are not mutual, you kind of know, your gut should tell you no. And if you're just going to take a chance, 99 times out of 100, you're making a fool of yourself. You're going to make the other person uncomfortable. You're going to create memories that you're going to wish you could forget. And it doesn't do anybody any good. And there's another thing I want to talk about. Facebook really gets on my nerves. I've only been on it for 2 years, and I only joined it because I felt kind of some social pressure that if I wanted to be found by the world, and plus it would make it easier to keep in touch with some of my friends. But since I've been on it, I noticed there are so many people that send friends requests to people they don't know, and I mean men friending these women, and you can kind of tell the collectors because you look at their friends list, and it's like almost all the opposite sex. And oftentimes these are people from all over the world, and you're thinking there maybe they don't even speak your language, and maybe these guys are just collecting females. And so I have all these ignored friends requests, and these are people I have absolutely nothing in common with, and I'm certainly not physically attracted to them. And you're like, and finally today, something in me just was like, I'm so done with this. And I just went delete, 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 delete. And even the ones that people that I agree with politically, I take a chance on a lot of people because I figure, okay, well, they're fellow Trump supporters, they should be cool. And I've had to delete and block some for being absolutely pornographically disgusting. They won't say things in public because, there's accountability when there's witnesses, but they think it's okay to instant message you saying all kinds of things, from making assumptions that, oh, I bet you're good in bed, which somebody actually said to me. I named and shamed that son of a bitch, by the way. Then there was another person that after I trusted him and accepted friend's request, then he asked me if I did porn. And he's like, looks like he's my great grandpa, all right? And not that there's any excuse to talk like that, even if you are hot. There's no excuse to treat another human being rudely unless they've done something to disrespect you, in which case all bets are off. So, and I know that you shouldn't judge a gender or a race or anything on the actions of a few. I know that, but I am just so disgusted by men at this point. I'm so sick of it. I don't dislike men any more than I dislike women. I'm really, gender doesn't matter to me, okay? I am a very open-minded person. You could read into that whatever you want. I don't feel the need for labels on things. I am kind of sick of people automatically assuming everybody's straight. I am sick and tired of these guys just horn dogging on every chick in town, figuring. But it tells me that there must be enough desperate women out there that actually respond favorably when they're obnoxious. So they figure, well, you know what? There's going to be some dumb broad out there someplace who's going to say yes, so what? It won't hurt me. Plus, they figure, oh, they can't be slapped in the face when you're talking online. But it gets to me hearing these people that just have to be so rude, and they think they're hiding behind the anonymity of a keyboard. And another thing that gets to me is I had a run-in with a female last week that she was being critical of some of my recent public Facebook posts, okay? And finally I got back at her and said, look, what's your problem, lady? And then she said some other sarcastic things, and I said some things in response, and then she doxed me. And if you guys don't know what doxing is, that is when you dig up some personal information about somebody and you make it public. And it can be something like putting somebody's address and phone number out there. There's a security number out there. In this case, though, this was somebody who, I don't know if she was a classmate of mine or a former classmate of mine, but she put my birth name out there. And of course, she said, you remind me of a crazy chick name, and she put the original name I used to go by. And I changed my name for a reason, okay? If I liked my name, I would have stuck with it. I changed my name. This was originally a stage name, and I kept it. And there's a long story that I may or may not ever sometime make a YouTube video about. Actually, it shouldn't matter. If a person changed their name to me, that's just like a transgender person changing into another gender. If you change something, that's really nobody's business what you used to be. It shouldn't. It has no bearing on who you are now, and certain things are just not the public's business. And needless to say, when she did that, and she had created a fake profile that had no picture on it, but she had certain commonalities and left certain hints, and some of my friends were able to help me to determine who exactly she was. So, of course, I deleted her and I blocked her, and I publicized her name, her fake name, and her real name, and said that, what she was doing to me and stuff. But doxing a person is never cool. That sort of thing is going on to people. One of the things that's been going on now is they find out that when you make political contributions, because anything more than $50 or more than 200 or whatever the rules are, that becomes a matter of public record. Why the government feels it has to be people's business anyway. I don't know. And all this person has to do is go on the website, find out who the donors are, whatever, and people publicize this information just to fuck with people. And it can cause people to get fired from their jobs, ruin their relationships, possibly leave people open to physical violence. People probably have even gotten killed over this, and it is so wrong. Now, there is kind of one workaround to that. If you still want to donate to your favorite political person, I'll tell you what it is. Make your donations only in $20 increments and stop at $199. That way, your name and information won't get on a database, and you won't have people who want to punish you because you donated to who or what. That's something. So I read that someplace. I figured I would share that with you. So yeah, what else do I want to talk about? I don't have, getting back to my whatever it is I have, I don't know if this is bronchitis. There are a lot of rude tobacco smokers that have been smoking in non-smoking areas and casinos. Even when I go to visit my friends, they smoked a few minutes before I got there. And even though there might not be, you might not think there's smoke in your room, cigarette smoke sticks to things and it comes off, the fumes come off, and it can still make people who are sensitive sick to it. Sensitive to it, sick. And okay, I can understand some of my friends are forgetful, but I have the kind of friends who they will smoke in their cars, and I am really, cigarette smoke makes me ill. I don't like it. And if I get enough of it, it gives me bronchitis. And if I'm sick long enough, I will need medical attention. My family doctor retired like 4 or 5 years ago. I do not have a doctor. I have nobody to go to if I get really, really sick, except the ER, okay? And if I go and try to find a doctor, I don't have ID now. So, and I don't have the paperwork necessary to get state ID. So, and if any of you guys want to argue with me on that point, I don't have it. Don't nag me on it. Shut up. Get off my ass, okay? So, and if there are doctors that think that they won't even see you, even if you have insurance, unless you show ID, that maybe that's a state of New Jersey thing. I never got that bullshit in California. California is looking better and better, even with the tent cities and the feces and the needles and the crack pipes. Heck, that's nothing I don't have in the alley next to my house here, you know. See, what else do I want to bitch about? Okay, in a non-bitchy mode, take a look at this makeup. Do you like it? This is not a makeup tutorial. But if you want me to show you how I did it, let me know in the comments, and maybe in a future video after I've gotten over all this junk, maybe I'll do it. There's a whole lot more to me than makeup and beauty and skincare and all that stuff. Even though on that subject, this stuff that I made the video about yesterday, or that I posted a couple days ago, I am going to order some more. I got a chance to try everything that I hadn't tried before, and it didn't give me a bad reaction, so I'm definitely going to re-up on the vitamin C, and I'm going to get some more retinol and all that stuff. I'm very happy with my purchases. So, alright, my nose is really bad. I'm going to need to blow it, and I'm sure not going to blow it on camera, so I'm going to end soon. Thank you for watching me. If, want to see Cassie again? She can sign off for me. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you like me and my content, I'd love to have you subscribe. If you do, hit that bell so that you don't miss anything. Oh, look at my grouchy little girl. Oh, she's so grouchy. She's so pretty. Yes, you are. Oh, I don't want your paw on me. Okay. Talk to you soon. Bye.